Good evening, everyone. This is your boy Rob. We got the entire staff today. We got Kira, who's nursing her food baby. We got Alex, who's madly in love. And we got Tori. And we got Tori back, who's in recovery mode. And then you have me, who's just awesome all the time.
Yeah, missed you last week. Put me out in the fire. Yo, I had to hold it down. Like I got y'all. I
had company in town. So, Tori, how you been?
I'm here. I'm okay. I've been chilling, working, but I'm good. I'm glad to be able to talk.
Okay, welcome
Glad.
back.
You look good. You look healthy. Your hair looks nice and soft. Yes. Alex, what's been going on, lover boy?
I've been mad busy, man. Like, putting in for a federal position. I'm tired of the civilian sector. Military, AGR, trying to get something where it's, how can I say, it doesn't fall under the same umbrella of companies folding and things like that, like what's happening with MetLife. They're leaving New Jersey, and it's like they laid off a whole bunch of people, so I'm just like, okay, it's time to go back on the secure side. So that's what I'm up to. And my girl and I are hitting Crunch Gym for the next 90 days, because we have a trip to DR coming up in October. So somebody's trying to get ready.
October middle? I mean the early October or late October?
It's I'll be back before Comic-Con. Actually,
I'm about to say,
I come back the day before we gotta go. I'm like, what the heck? I ain't gonna get no sleep.
I would say, because all of y'all supposed to be at my birthday, so
yeah, I will be back. I will be back. But that's all I'm up to.
Kira.
Yeah.
I've known you since '88. You have had
88.
You have had a very trying and testing summer. How are you today?
Listen, summer is almost over.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Well, for me, because back to school, my kids go back the end of August, so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I'm like school shopping and stuff. That's my life right now. I'm on vacation, I'm on staycation, so I'm off until Sunday.
All right, cool. Enjoy it.
I'm just relaxing. I am. Bless you.
And bless you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
That sounded so juicy. And Rob, how are you? Oh, who, me, Rob? Yeah, I'm good.
My smart brother, Rob.
No, I'm good. I'm good though. I got a personal trainer. I'm working out. I lost a lot of weight. I feel a lot healthier. I just feel a lot better, mind, body, and spirit. My career is going very, very well. I see it excelling. People are starting to invest in me more too, man. Like, a lot of people are coming to me with things that I could have helped them with a long time ago. So I guess my work is starting to pay off because people really see it now. So it feels really good to get your grown man on. And I have to buy a house within the next 3 months. So that's going to be fun too.
All right, cool. Go for it, man. You got this. All right.
Yeah, I might need to post hey, Alex, since you got the new federal job.
What's that again?
Nothing.
All right, so
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the topic of the night will be, would you want to or should you work with your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, working with your significant other? We're just going to go around and get everyone's opinions. It was an interesting topic. We got a lot of feedback. Matter of fact, I need to pull up the Facebook. We got a lot of feedback on Facebook about this as well.
I saw the first one that they responded to you. I'm like, damn. He jumped right in there. He's like, no. I'm like, hold up. You must be speaking from experience. So.
Yeah, so we're going to start with Kira on this one. And Kira, interestingly enough, we're going to start with you.
Sorry, I missed that whole thing because someone just called me in the middle of the podcast.
You're fired. You're fired.
Sorry.
Fired.
Stand by. Let me let them know.
Okay, Alex, we'll start with you.
All right. So while we're offline waiting for Fabert to get on, I actually was looking around, and you know, I if you go to NewYorkLife.com, they have some tips for those who do engage on that journey with their significant other, starting a business or working in a already established business. Tip number one: divvy up the responsibilities. You know, you don't want to be crossing each other's lanes because what tends to happen is, you know, males by nature are a bit macho and they're gonna be like feeling demasculated, and you know it's gonna mutate and bring itself back to the home, especially if their significant other is like in a superior position, and you know if they don't get their way, you know sometimes folks will start saying, well, but I'm your husband, but I'm your wife, you know, thinking for special treatment. It can get kind of ugly. Tip number two: leave intimacy and issues at home. You know, a happy workplace, you know, happy workers are productive workers. You don't want to bring, you know, oh, you didn't pick up the kids on time from daycare and all that, and bringing those issues to the workplace, because that'll, you know, be detrimental to, you know, the productivity of that day's output. Tip number three: keep business out of the bedroom. Like if you like have an issue that happened, or I didn't like how you said that to me, or how you barked those orders and whatnot, don't bring that. You know, don't be sitting at home thinking that you're gonna, you know, vent about that, because you have to separate the work life and the home life. All right. So tip number four: get away from each other. You know, I have to give props to NewYorkLife.com when I was actually looking this up. That those tips make sense if you think about it. Don't cross each other's lanes, like I was saying earlier, where you know you don't want to be stepping on each other's toes. And somebody said in the Facebook, they wouldn't do it. They would do more like a referral type setup, where this way.
I was gonna read the Facebook.
No, I know, but I'm just, you know.
Hey,
I was out of turn because I wasn't expecting to go first, but I was actually gonna caveat. But also, actually, there's two tips that pretty much repeat themselves: get away from each other, get away from each other, get away from each other. Like, you know, if somebody has you know, something going on, try to delegate it to someone so that you're not too close to any incidents that may happen with your significant other, because oftentimes you might want to come to their defense and it becomes a conflict of interest and all kinds of issues there. So that's just to name a few. I'll put it in the Facebook page where you can also read the tips that are given in detail. But for me, there's some pros and cons to it. Like, if I were to apply it to my current situation, I wouldn't mind, because my girl is organized. Like, she kind of...
But she's crazy, though. She's crazy.
She a good crazy, you know. I mean, she helped me enhance certain things, get better with my military disciplines in terms of putting things back in order the way that I used to do when I was on active duty service, you know. Okay. So there's some people that it will work with, but there's others that it won't work with, especially if you have two Class A personalities, two people not wanting to back down, strong, determined folk that want to get their way, and you always have to have somebody that will be willing to concede, because at the end of the day, you can't have two rams going at each other thinking one's going to back down, and as you see in National Geographic, one always falls in a fight like that. So I'm kind of on the fence about it, but I believe it can work with the right personalities, but more often than none, it usually doesn't end well. So that's what I have to add.
Okay. Tori, you want to go next?
Yeah, I can. I don't have much. Alex, that was a lot, and it was all really, really good though.
Not bad.
Like I definitely agree with you though when you said that there are pros and cons, because there are people with certain characteristics that being able to work with a significant other wouldn't work. Like it just wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because of pride, jealousy, whatever the fact may be. So there are a lot of different factors into being able to make something like that work.
Yeah.
But I feel as though love, like, has a lot to do with making it work as well. And it also depends on what the business is. However, at the same time, I don't think, like I said before, it's not for everyone. I feel as though, especially if you're already very, very experienced in, the business world, and you already have, your different opinions on how something works. However, if you are new with it and your significant other are new as well, you guys can learn together and grow.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be a really, really good, opportunity for you guys to grow in different ways. So it just really, really does depend on the circumstance.
Okay. But if you had to pick one or the other, what would you pick?
I'm gonna say yeah. Why not? I'll go for yes. I feel as though it could work. It could. It would just take a lot of discipline. It would take a lot of patience, communication, and love.
Okay.
Wow.
That's cool. I like how you viewed it, where love. That's very important, because once that's out the window and that's not considered, especially if, again, like I was saying earlier, if somebody's catching feelings or pride, at the end of the day, love, bring it back to one.
Brings it back to.
So, all right. So, Rob.
All right, Kira, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I was sorry, I was doing something. Sorry, I'm on my tablet too. So sorry, doing some business. What? Anyway, I mean, it was my turn though. But I have been in business with my ex. Like, me and my ex were in business together actually twice, and he was my business partner, and it was fine. I didn't have any real issues. Our personal life, we lived together, we had children, we both still parents. Personal life was personal life, business was business. And when it came down to business, like, we always were like on the same page. Like, we never really had a conflict of interest or anything. Like, everything was it just flowed. It is a lot of communication. It is a lot of trust. I think it's more so, it was easier to work with him in our own business rather than us working like in the same workplace. I would never date anyone from my workplace. Like, no, just no.
Yeah. Really? It could get awkward.
Yeah,
it could get real awkward.
In a serious dating situation, and to have to see that person like every day, or like when you guys have a fight and then you got to go to work with that person all day, it's like, I personally can't do that.
And then, another, more like a drama aspect of it. If somebody pushes up on your mate,
right? I was getting ready to go there. Like,
it can turn into, let's say, the boss.
Someone who probably doesn't know that you and that person are in a relationship, and then it could be someone new to the job, and then they might try to be a little. I mean, either or, but yeah, I don't play that shit. So, and then one of us is gonna get fired. So, or both of us.
Yep.
And it's not worth it at the end of the day. So I won't date anyone that I work with. But as far as being business partners, I think that that's totally okay. I think your job in a relationship is to build one another. So, I mean, if you can't grow with your partner, then who are you going to grow with?
Exactly. And you know what? I wanted to add, you ever see those folks who open like restaurants and little delis and things like that, mom and pop shops and everything, and you got
they live upstairs?
Like a husband and wife team working on things.
No, seriously, in my house. It's a dry cleaners. They're dry cleaners, and they were in business. They've been in business for years.
Yeah. Okay. And you know, like we were saying, in some circumstances it can work, you know, but you got to check the egos and the emotion at the door, so that
I think that it works. I think it works as a partnership. I don't think I would be able to handle like my boyfriend or husband being my boss. Because then it's like, all right, you can talk to me like that at work, but when we get home, it's going to be a different story.
Yep.
And then I'm going to quit, and then I'm going to come back tomorrow like, you know, all right, I'm back.
Or, hey, you know what? In that situation, it's always easy. Just close the candy shop. They'll get right real quick.
No, sometimes when you close the candy shop, he's gonna go flirt with his secretary.
Ladies, under no circumstances do you close the candy shop.
You never.
Because
no,
you're not
never.
the only store.
If anything, you give a little more candy because that solves all the problems.
Well, that is true. Hey now. Hey now.
It kind of does. Even if it's only temporary relief,
it doesn't solve a problem.
You know what? That's a topic for another day. What happens if you get cut off?
That's the next topic. Yes, because oh god, I can talk about that. You know what? Being that, it's funny. This is a very interesting topic for me because I'm probably within the next year, 2 max, I'm probably going to be in business for myself, full-time, self-employed. And I think that makes a big difference. Like, I DJ, and I do some other stuff, and I feel like regardless of love, if you don't share my passion for what I'm going to do, then it's going to piss me off when I see you doing lackluster stuff or not putting the same amount of effort into it as me, because it's something that I care about deeply. You know what I'm saying? And I would rather separate that, because one thing that you won't be able to truly separate are your emotions at work and your emotions at home. If I'm pissed at you because of something you did at work, when we come home, I'm still going to be pissed at you. You know, when you have employees and coworkers, when you go home and you're still pissed at them, it don't matter.
You don't think about them.
Right, they're not around. Also, this is weird. This is the weird thing about me. I really don't like people. And when I say I don't like people, I would rather be. I'd rather be alone. Like, I like being by myself. Like, I love me time. So if I know that I'm going to be with someone that I plan on spending the rest of my life with, I don't want to be with you all day, every day.
I'm like that too.
Because I think that can get very, 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 very annoying, because you never have space. Because I feel like within a relationship, you all should still have your own things. So, like, that's crazy. Like, 8 hours a day with you, and then I'm coming home and spending the next, 5 hours with you or so. That's just too much. However, I feel like if y'all do share the same passion and she has the right mentality, and like someone said on Facebook, if your business feeds off one another, like I DJ, if my girl also DJ'd, or if my girl knew how to work sound equipment, or if she was a photographer or a videographer, that would be perfect, because our businesses would complement each other. We'd be around each other, but not necessarily doing the same thing. So,
right, because you're working, even though
I'm recording live, and you just said.
Keep going, sucker.
Yo, did y'all hear what he said?
No.
Okay, good. God, yo, I got some ignorant people in my life, but I love them to death. Yeah. So I mean, it just depends on you and her, or you and him, in the relationship. That's what it really depends on. And can you work it out?
I think if you're in a relationship with a motivated person, someone who has goals and maybe not necessarily shares the same interest as you, but
if they're hunting success,
if they're right, if they are on the track to, like you said, you want to be in business for yourself, okay, but does your partner have to? But like, if they're not, if they don't have their own business, but they're also doing something that they love, like they might just love their job. I don't think that that's necessarily going to cause a problem. Like, just because you want to work for yourself and I don't, doesn't mean that, like, oh, well, I don't have goals or I don't have ambition. And I think that could be, I can't think of the word I'm looking for right now. But it can get confusing. Like, I have I like a lot of things. Like, bartending is my passion. But the guy that I'm with doesn't have to understand why or how to bartend. I don't expect him to understand that. That's just something I like to do.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I also, like I said, I'm on my tablet because I'm on Amazon about to order stuff because sorry, people are texting me. I'm actually working on starting a business. I don't want to talk about it too much to jinx it, but I am kind of working on a plan to kind of like quit my job. So.
Oh wow.
Oh, hey.
Yeah,
you know
I
what?
have a
Sky's
lot
the
of
limit.
things going on right now. So.
When you have that all together, I need you to hire me because I gotta buy a new car. So,
Ooh.
Got it.
talk
Hey,
about that.
that's what you talk about networking. She said, he said. That's what's up.
It's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Yeah, man. It's about-
Exactly. That's how all the people at my job get promoted. Not off of, not based off experience.
I'm gonna read some comments in the Facebook group from when I posted it. Someone said, "Fuck no," and they
got to the
said,
point.
"I'm with you." What else did they say? Someone said no. Someone else said yes. I asked them why he didn't respond. Someone said, "I want to have sex all day. That's why I would not." And
We
I
know
feel
who
like
said that.
Sounds like something that I would say,
Listen.
so I think I know who said it. I didn't read them
But,
yet.
I'm gonna put his name out there.
will you shut up and let me read the comments?
Go ahead, hurry up.
Someone said no. Couples can handle the good times, but when the bad times business-wise happen, the relationship suffers due to the inability to separate the two entities. There's no outlet or release. That's very true. Another person said, I would have to say no. The closest I would get is if we had business that fed off one another, and worked on like a referral basis. And then someone else said, from experience, this is a terrible idea. So overall, most people are saying no, and I think it's that same factor of, you know, I don't care what you do, what you say. If y'all work together, that shit is gonna affect the relationship. It's going to. Like if I'm, working, I'm at the copy machine, and Lisa says something about my butt, you gonna be mad. Well, why you let Lisa say that about your body? You ain't do that then. Like, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, fire her or something. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. What?
Yeah, yo. I can't, yo.
I have to report her to corporate for sexual harassment.
Because money is like one of the biggest reasons, one of the like top 5 reasons why relationships
number
don't
one.
work.
Number one.
That's
Yep.
number one? Okay.
Mhm.
Yep,
Yeah, I
I
knew it was
totally
up there.
agree.
And you would think
But,
infidelity would be higher, but it's not.
No, because you know why? People are more forgiving, I think, now when it comes to cheating. Like, people actually
Yeah.
just forgive. They forgive and they
just
move
forget.
forward. Like,
And they feel like they can't do better.
Money-
So they're like, well, settle.
money is like, it's a big issue. It is. And I know that firsthand.
I got you. All right. Hey, Mr. Faubert, I see the timer
Shut up.
blinking.
So thank you all for joining us on this episode. Please like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube page. Share your feedback on Facebook. Also, invite your friends. Like every once in a while, I'll get like my phone will blow up and I'll see like 15 people request to be added, and I'll always add them because the more people we have, the more feedback we can get. But we definitely appreciate you all tuning in and supporting the show. And we will see you next time on She Said, He Said.
Bye.
All right, see you later. Peace.